So how do I start protecting the space that I need for my hobbies and interests without sacrificing my intentionality and my quality time with my wife, who is my newlywed, who just underwent brain surgery?
That's a lot, dude.
That's kind of the short of it.
I don't smoke, but I kind of want to have a cigarette with you right now. That's a lot going on. What happened?
I don't smoke. I don't smoke either, but I've been considering starting.
What happened?
Well, so I met my wife in December of 2023, and about 8 months into our relationship, we found out that she had a brain tumor, which was kind of like a crazy situation for us to be in, because I was like, whoa, like, you're my girlfriend, but that's kind of a lot. And, I'm going to need to like walk through this with you. And just that situation ended up being the catalyst of our relationship really taking off. So we ended up getting married about 14 months into our relationship.
Before surgery or after?
Before, okay. 2 months before. And so she just had her surgery at the beginning of April, and everything went really, really well. And so now we're kind of in this situation now where it's like, okay, well, we have the whole rest of our lives to, like focus on marital wise, because it was kind of like everything built up to this surgery that we had been expecting to happen for so long. And then it happened, and she got better and was like nearly fully recovered really, really, really quickly. Which was just like amazing and a miracle. But, like, I guess in the process of that, our quality time together became everything. And every hobby and every interest that I had during the early months of our relationship and in the months leading up to her surgery, and now for about the last month post-surgery, I've just realized, like, I don't really do the things that I used to enjoy doing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, dude, you came up for air.
Yeah.
Like, you've been trying to keep somebody alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, is she mad at you, or are you feeling weird?
No, it's more that I'm feeling weird. In fact, she kind of urges me to make sure that, like, I kind of stop neglecting my desire to do the things that, like, made me.
Yeah.
Before our relationship. And when we have those conversations, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I do still want to do those things, but it's almost like when she urges me to do that, it makes me want to do it less, because it's like, oh, well, you care about me so much and I love you. And like, I just want to, like, keep spending as much time with you as possible. And she enjoys that. It's not like I'm smothering her with, our quality time, but it's just like, I feel like if I don't create a rhythm in our relationship where it's like, okay, well, it's Saturday morning, which means I go play 9 holes of golf. If I don't start creating like a culture where that's normal for me, that it could lead to like me looking back on these prime years of my life with regret. Like, oh, I didn't do enough of this that I really enjoyed doing, or I haven't, gone hiking or golfing or gotten together with my buddies and jammed for, 20 years. And now look, I'm in my 50s and
how old are you right now?
Can't really do anything. 29.
Okay. I did not start having what I would consider like atomic fun until I was in my 40s.
Okay.
And I know that sounds bananas, but I spent most of my 20s, like, I'd watch the fights with my buddies, and we all got together every Monday night, but most of the time I was at work and in grad school.
Sure.
All the time. And that laid a foundation that I didn't even know I was laying for the life I live right now.
Right.
And with AI coming, with what I think is going to be some workforce shocks coming, I am now consciously trying to think through and build a new foundation for what living in my 50s and 60s and 70s will look like.
Okay.
And so what I would tell you is you are putting way, way too much pressure on this moment right now.
Okay.
I don't know if this story will ring true with you, but my buddy John, one of my best buddies in the world, he had his first daughter, Elise. And we got together every Monday night for years. And then Elise came along. And then literally overnight, he quit hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And his wife, Jennifer, is I would consider one of my closest friends in the world. She, like me and a couple other buddies, were like, man, she's kind of the worst. Like, she had a kid and he can't even hang out one night, right? And that went on 1 year, went on 2 years. And then a couple years later, I had my first kid. And the last thing I wanted to do was go hang out with a bunch of idiots on Monday night. I wanted to sit on my couch and hold that kid. And I remember John and I were having a drink one night, and I was like, hey, why didn't you tell me that you weren't not hanging out with us? Your wife was awesome the whole time. And why didn't you tell us that, like, you didn't want to hang out with us? You want to sit on the couch and just hold this lump of a human. And he smiled. I'll never forget this. He smiled real big and said, you wouldn't have understood until you held yourself. And so what I think you're experiencing is you love somebody and y'all got to dangle over the edge. Like, things got into focus for you that most people don't get into focus until their 50s or 60s or 70s, or until they lose a parent, or until, a kid gets real sick or something. Y'all got to do that while you're dating, while you're engaged, and at the very beginning of your marriage. And so really quickly, you got like a filter for crap that matters and crap that doesn't.
Yeah.
And you got a unexpected reordering of what you actually, quote unquote, like to do. It's like telling somebody in your 20s, hey, if you get married right now as a 25-year-old, the best sex you will have is in your 40s, in your 50s. And they're like, gross, no. And you just like, all right, just when you get there, just holler back at me. And similarly, like telling your 25-year-old self, you're going to want to sit on the couch and just watch old Brooklyn Nine-Nine reruns with this girl that you just married more than you want to play golf. And you're going to be like, okay, whatever, dude. And then here it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
So give yourself permission just to smile. You know what I'm doing tomorrow?
What's that?
I have no idea. I don't know. I may go fishing. I may go mow real quick because I'm going to be on the road again next week. I may hang out with my wife. My daughter's into this thing she calls Yard Fight, which sounds like a YouTube channel, but she's like, Dad, yard fight now. And we turn the sprinklers on and we get out in the front yard and we wrestle. And I'm sure people are recording that on their phones. Like, whatever. Yeah. Like, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow because I'm going to see what's the best way I can love my wife tomorrow and what's the funnest opportunities we got and what's something I may want to do. And we'll figure that out this evening.
Yeah. That sounds beautiful.
And my buddy Ben right here, he's running the board. We're in a band together and we're going to start jamming in a few weeks.
Okay.
Right? And I still love playing music. I still have way too many guitars for a guy that doesn't play as many shows as I would like to. And a couple of times a year we get together and we rock out. And it's so fun.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in the pressure you're putting on yourself. What do you, like, you've almost taken yourself to 55 and looked back.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Well,
who is telling you that they missed a big part of their life or the quote unquote best years of my life?
Nobody's telling me that. I think that, so everything you just said resonates a lot with me. And like the story that you told about your friend is very relevant to my life. I got married, and there are friends that I had the day before I got married that, like, I got married one day and, like, have hardly kind of almost spoken to anybody. And, I can definitely probably tell that on their end, they think, like, oh, he used to be like in regular communication with us and would hang out all the time and do this and do that. And we don't know if we're ever going to see him again.
Yeah. And by the way, you will.
I know I will, but like at the same time, I like almost like in a weird way, like don't care.
Yes. And y'all will somebody will say, hey, I miss everybody. Let's all get together. Mm-hmm. The other night I did an event in Fort Worth, and a lot of my buddies drove up from that. One of my buddies, Christian, I haven't seen him in 20 years. And dude, we all got it. We were in my hotel room, and we all sat around, and we all took food and stuff up from the bar downstairs, and we laughed until 1 a.m. Everybody brought their wives up. It's different. We told old stories. It was like we just fell right into place.
Yeah.
And so it was awesome, but it is different. And if we hung out every week, they would be sick of me in about a month. I would be like, all right, guys, I got to go home. You're experiencing the natural change of life.
Sure.
And here's the deal. Some of my closest, like I hung out with them every day, all the time. And then I got married, and then we hung out less. And I still love them. I still text them every once in a while. We call each other. We see each other once every few years. It's awesome. I love having them in my life. But my relationships have changed. And it's cool to just be kind of bummed out about that.
Yeah.
It's seasons, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just proud of you, like, as just just guy to guy. Like, that's a Herculean task to walk with your girlfriend, fiance, and then wife through brain surgery, man. And say, however this comes out, I'm going to be right here. We don't have that picture of love much. We have a picture of it doesn't feel good. And you're like, no, I'm going to be right here. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I am interested, and this is just a question for you guys to explore later on, okay? I am interested in and I say this all loving with a smile on my face. Maybe your wife would like some alone time, and she doesn't she don't want to hurt your feelings. And so she's like, hey, why don't you go play with your friends? Why don't you go play golf? And so maybe asking the question, and this is like, okay, now y'all already have marriage 2.0 because you got married and then you went to brain surgery. And then she came out and then she's well. And now y'all are looking at like, oh, dude, we made it. Like we're in this, ride or die. Y'all are already in marriage 2.0. Maybe taking her out and saying, all right, we're in marriage 2.0. We get to do whatever we want to do with this marriage. Question number 1. How can I best love you when it comes to free time? I've been all over everything, and give her permission to say, like, man, Saturday mornings, I just like waking up with coffee and I like it quiet, listening to my old tunes. I would love just to have 3 or 4 hours. I love you. And maybe she doesn't have permission in her own heart and mind to say, I love you and I want some private time. And you may go, oh, boo, I'd rather hang out with you. And you might have to call the guys back and be like, you guys want to go fishing? Because it's your second alternative. But it's just rebuilding this. How do we tell each other what we want in this particular season that we're in? I think it's amazing. But, dude, I think you're in the right place at the right time. Don't already get to 55 and look back and try to reverse engineer how you're going to feel when you're 50. That's tough. Just do the next right thing. And for you, right now, the next right thing is, I just like hanging out with you, so I'm going to do that. The next right thing might be, I'm going to go fishing with the guys. And you know what? You're probably going to have fun with them too. It's awesome. Just be where your feet are right now.